What happens when a presidency collapses in real time? Well, that's exactly what we're watching right now. Joe Biden spent nearly a quarter of 2024, that's 89 days, on vacation while America burned. But here's what's really interesting. CBS News, yes, CBS is finally admitting what we've been telling you for years about Biden's cognitive decline. They're actually apologizing for not covering it sooner. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris is mysteriously landing a $20 million book deal. $20 million. For what exactly? And, well, of course, the timing, as always, with this administration raises some very interesting questions. So, as the pain of Biden's policies continue to hurt Americans, there's something you need to know about pain relief. Medical experts have unveiled Conolidine, a 100% drug-free solution that optimizes your body's natural painkillers, while the administration ignores your suffering. Over 1 million Americans, including professional athletes, have found relief with this breakthrough. It's legal worldwide, certified drug-free, and unlike the Biden economy, it actually works. So visit trycono.com/NNN, it's linked below, for a special discount that expires at midnight. You have nothing to lose but your pain. Okay, so this just in, we're learning now. U.S. Treasury says its workstations were hacked in a cyber attack by China. CyberSec Intel, U.S. Treasury says workstations hacked. U.S. Treasury Department said Monday that a China state-sponsored actor was behind a cyber breach, resulting in access to some of its workstations, according to a letter to Congress seen by AFP. Why is it always China? Is it because Hunter is taking too many paychecks and they're all looking the other way? Lionel, posting this 2 hours ago, Joe Biden's absences from the White House during his final year in office reveal a troubling pattern of disengagement from the responsibilities of the presidency. According to a Daily Caller analysis, Biden spent nearly a quarter of 2024, or 89 full and partial days, of vacationing. And then we got this cringe, pure cringe. Yeah, if you've been wondering what Tim Walz has been up to, yeah, he's taking the trash out of his house.
Such a nice, it's the end of the year. Gwen and I are cleaning. Yes, it's empty. It's empty, Gwen. We see that. And we were just mentioning as Gen Xers and late boomers, what? The idea of throwing away such a nice apple box is really a challenge. So we're starting a new one.
It's a good box.
It is a good box. It's the end of the year. Gwen and I are.
Yeah. Oh, we can't throw away this garbage. It's an apple box. It looks so nice. Yeah, that's what Tim Walz has been busy doing, going through all the trash in his house. Just like we threw them out with the trash, right? And now, Biden's, he's on vacation right now. He's in St. Croix. And apparently, he had a press conference, and this is what he had to say.
So much negativism out there. I know you're tired of hearing me say it over the last 4 years. But folks, there's nothing beyond our capacity. Nothing beyond our capacity.
What's negativism? Is that a real word? Do I have to look at this? Oh, and remember that guy from the Lincoln Project? Well, Roger Stone brought this to our attention 19 hours ago. Get a load of this vile load of excrement. Lincoln Project's Rick Wilson predicted that Trump would get wrecked in the upcoming election. Hang this on the Louvre. Immediately, Western Lensman posted this.
Basically about his... Listen, I have a couple of things to think about for tomorrow, everybody. Number one, Trump's going to lose. He's going to lose badly.
Oh, yeah. This was obviously posted before the election. You probably want to delete that, buddy.
He's going to be wrecked. I don't know what the electoral college count's going to be at the end of this, but it's going to get loud and it's going to get hard for him. Their panic is extraordinary. Their events in Georgia and North Carolina are basically about as well attended as a Pokemon card trading convention in Ass Crack, Alabama. This is a campaign in freefall. It's really, really fucked up. And I have, from a reliable source inside the Trump campaign, that Chris LaCivita was thrown off the Trump travel plane by Corey Lewandowski yesterday. He's denying it to reporters, but it's true. And we've got you got a campaign ending in chaos, and you got another campaign that was able to deploy 90,000 volunteers to knock on 3 million doors. Guys, the better campaign is going to win this one.
Obviously, it didn't work out so well for him or for Kamala. We have this now from MSNBC warning viewers that Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are coming after white people. Nick Sortor says, no wonder nobody watches this garbage anymore. Oh, man, MSNBC.
And lazy. America is a land of the free, home of the brave, all that good stuff that Elon Musk was tweeting about. However, please don't come for Americans. And I would like, let's be very clear, I would like white Americans to stand up. This is your calling card, honey. Where's your banner? Because they coming for you. They said y'all white and lazy. That's crazy.
Well,
that's
what
crazy.
I
and
find
if
is interesting,
y'all would be coming for me.
Well,
I would never say that because that's insane.
That's the point. What you have happening here is the very thing that white folks have said about black people.
I'm sorry. I just want to know, Vivek was born in the U.S.
For generations. Vivek is now saying about white people, and they don't like it for some reason. Oh, y'all not lazy. Y'all not slow. Y'all not stupid. Well, that's what we've been saying for 400 years, and yet here we are. You still want to not read our history or go through our CRTs and all this
This is
stuff.
why the great Reverend Jesse Jackson talked about the Rainbow Coalition, honey, and people were uniting across the working class, okay? And
okay, enough of the MSNBC garbage. We hear that way too often. But we have this from the Washington Post. Jennifer Rubin, Colin Rugg posting this. Jennifer Rubin suggests Trump supporters don't know how to read during a sit-down with Lincoln Project's George Conway. Man, Lincoln Project is really, I mean, they just need to hang it up. Just go golfing or something.
Why would ABC, Disney, the mouse, who has more money than God, settle with Donald Trump?
I honestly don't know.
You know, I've asked, why would ABC? But people ask me all the time, why is the media so mamsy-pamsy? And there are two explanations. One is they are convinced that if they would just move a little bit to the right, all those MAGA readers out there, now you'll notice the contradiction in terms, MAGA readers would pick up the Washington Post and they would have more readers. What is the logical fallacy here? Yes, reader.
Okay, before I let her continue, that's what they think of you. They think you are illiterate and unable to make educated decisions. No wonder no one reads their garbage.
Nothing that the Washington Post could possibly do that would have those people take out a subscription. But they're convinced they're in there someplace.
Well, it's because the mainstream media is dying. It's over. Nobody cares anymore. And we're finding out this, more Ukraine aid is on the way. Mario Nafal posted this 3 hours ago. Revamping America's defense industry, $1 billion at a time. Of the $100+ billion sent to Ukraine, $60+ billion is reportedly revitalizing the U.S. defense industrial base with funds flowing into 37 states. See what happens? They send it overseas, and it just comes back, and it feeds the military-industrial complex. And here is the map of all the states that are receiving funds that come from Ukraine, the defense spending. And that's why they want to keep that whole thing going, because they can come back and they can go back to their constituents, say, look at how much money we brought to you and all these contracts for all of our businesses. Yeah, at your expense. And James O'Keefe is at it again. Yeah, he apparently 3 hours ago confronted Robert P. Silvers, former Department of Homeland Security Undersecretary for Policy, left his position following the release of O'Keefe Media's undercover footage of Silver describing Trump's win as traumatic and a crushing blow.
So I'm here in Washington, D.C. We're outside this oyster restaurant. We're about to confront Robert Silvers, the undersecretary under the Biden administration, caught on hidden camera talking about Biden's mental cognitive decline. I'm dressed in a tux. I came from a gala. Seriously, I'm going to confront this guy, and then I'm going to go back to the gala. Come with me. Let's see what he says.
He's taking a break from going to a gala to confront somebody in his tuxedo. Man.
Robert?
Yeah.
Robert Silvers?
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan.
Hey.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah. My name's James.
Hi, James.
James O'Keefe.
James O'Keefe.
Yeah, the the undercover reporter.
Oh, hi.
The investigative reporter. I think that you were supposed to meet with my colleague tonight. And this is you on video, is it not?
It's a really, for a lot of people, traumatic moment. It was more, I would say, like a crushing blow.
I don't really want to talk about it. It's nice to meet you.
You don't want to talk about what? Thank you for what you told to the American people. This is you on video, right? You talked about Biden's cognitive decline as the undersecretary of, what is it? What are you undersecretary of? The only time I actually come to the nation's capital is actually to confront people like you. So this is you on video. I'm going to play some of the video. And you are talking all about Biden, your boss, Joe Biden.
I don't know, like,
That's you on video talking about it.
what medically it is, 'cause I'm not a doctor, but he has degraded faculties.
Degraded faculties.
Clearly, what it is, it's like with so many elderly people, like, you know, like, some meetings where I fit in, like, just like, fucking all of me.
So I just got to ask you a question. Why not be honest about? Why not be honest with the American people about the things that you told our reporter? We're being kicked out here. He's with the Biden administration.
Yeah,
and I'm a reporter trying to ask questions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Could we talk to him a little bit?
No.
Oh no. He's like, is this where he lives or something?
No.
Okay.
James O'Keefe strikes again. God bless him. Oh, and speaking of the truth of what's happening inside the Biden administration, according to the Washington Post, Joe Biden's mad that Merrick Garland didn't wage a more aggressive lawfare against Trump. The Post says that Biden regrets picking Garland to be Attorney General. Wow. They didn't attack Trump enough. And Private Biden has also said, pick someone other than Garland as Attorney General, complaining about the Justice Department's slowness under Garland in prosecuting Trump and its aggressiveness in prosecuting Biden's son Hunter. What a joke that is. And then we have this. Kamala Harris had to receive a $20 million book deal. Connect the dots. This is the exact same amount as her campaign overspent and is in debt. Book deals are one of American politicians' favorite way to launder money. Just ask Barack Obama. And he takes a screenshot. Barack Obama awarded Pearson Publishing $350 million contract to create the Common Core curriculum. Love it, huh? And remember, they lied to us forever about Joe Biden's cognitive decline. We can play that montage in a moment. But here we have CBS News correspondent Jan Crawford calling out the network for failing to cover Joe Biden's cognitive decline over the last 4 years.
Presidential debate with
undercovered, underreported. That would be, to me, Joe Biden's obvious cognitive decline that became undeniable in the televised debate.
At the presidential debate with Donald Trump.
Unquestioned. And, it's starting to emerge now that his advisors kind of managed his limitations. It's been reported in the Wall Street Journal for 4 years. And yet he insisted that he could still run for president. We should have much more forcefully questioned whether he was fit for office for another 4 years, which could have led to a primary for the Democrats. It could have changed the scope of the entire election. Okay. Yet, still, incredibly, we read in the Washington Post that his advisors are saying that he regrets that he dropped out of the race. That he thinks he could have beaten Trump. And I think that is either delusional or they're gaslighting.
President Biden has said repeatedly he was sick during the debate June 27th in Atlanta, and he's always been fine, and he leaves fine.
Undercovered, underreported.
And he leaves fine? Really? Oh, my goodness. Oh, yes, they're going to continue to gaslight us. Here is a CNN panelist instantly regretting claiming Joe Biden's accomplishments in the Middle East will stand the test of time. Scott Jennings for the win. I love this guy. Oh, this guy's great. The fact that he goes into that Lions Den every day. He is just a wealth of clips for us. Here we go. Let's watch.
I think he's still, look, he showed up for the job. He got the work done. I think some of the accomplishments also in the Middle East and foreign policy will also stand the test of time.
Okay. Accomplishments in the Middle East. Really? I can only imagine what Jennings is going to reply with. I think you already know too, right?
You think the Middle East is in better shape today than when he took office? Well, I think he got our hostages home. I think that's a big deal. I think it's important. I'm sorry, which hostages? He's gotten a number of people home. He was able. There's still 100 people over there. Well, there were more than that. Including some Americans. Look,
wait a second.
I think he's going to.
Wait. Listen to her voice crack. Oh, she knows she's being called out. And she, what hostages? Oh. We'll go back.
I think it's important. I'm sorry, which hostages? He's gotten a number of people home. He was able. There's still 100 people over there. Well, there were more than that. Including some Americans. Look, I think he's going to leave office in disgrace. The Hunter Biden pardon was disgraceful. He's going to be remembered largely for inflation and for the disastrous Afghanistan pullout. And I think as we continue to, we're just getting the first draft of this now, but as we continue to learn about the massive cover-up that went on, not about his health, but about his mental acuity, to cover that up, the efforts that were undertaken by the White House staff, by his family, not in the last couple of months, but for all 4 years, I think it's going to be a really ugly chapter. It's a diminished presidency because of it. And I think we still don't know the full extent of what they did to try to hide what they've been doing over in the West Wing. So I think he's still.
No, and it's going to come out. It's all going to come out. The media has been right at the center of covering it up. Here we have, let's see, where's that clip from? Here is incredible montage of the regime telling us Biden's sharper than ever. End wokeness posting this.
President. Does the president have the stamina, physically and mentally, do you think, to continue on even after 2024?
Don, you're asking me this question. Oh my gosh, he's the president of the United States. You know, I can't even keep up with him.
The most difficult part about a meeting with President Biden is preparing for it, because he is sharp, intensely probing, and detail-oriented and focused.
I can testify because I've been working very closely with this president for the past 2 years.
Oh, yeah, you're going to testify, buddy. You're going to testify in a court of law.
For 30 years. And I'm telling you, this guy's tough. He's smart. He's on his game.
Joe Biden has vision. He has knowledge. He has a strategic thinker.
The president is focused. He's detail-oriented. He's always thinking about the big picture.
He is engaging. He is capable. He has an incredible record as president.
And I'm often with him on foreign trips. He's at the top of his game.
So he has a vision. He has knowledge. He has judgment. He has a strategic thinking.
I met with the president, 5 or 6 weeks ago, and he seemed fine to me.
I have complete confidence in the president.
I
have watched him expertly guide meetings of staff and cabinet members. I could not have more confidence in the president.
I would just tell you that I meet frequently with the president, and every single time I meet with him, he is just fine.
Yeah, right. It's all coming down. The house of cards is collapsing. And then we got these questions here. Okay, this was on Real America's Voice. I think this is very important. If Biden Inc. committed fraud to get into the White House, are his pardons legal? Sidney Powell, we haven't heard from her in a while, went on Cowboy Logic to discuss about whether any of Biden's actions have been legal. And think about his cognitive decline as well.
The courage to
actually wrote it down. I had it here. If Biden Inc. committed fraud to get into the White House, are his pardons legal? Excellent question, Counselor.
It is an excellent question, and I think it's one that should be very carefully studied. I don't think any action he has taken in the last 4 years is legal. But does the incoming administration have the courage to actually deal with that and uncover it all? I hope they do. I really hope they do. I think the country, the American people want the truth. They are starved for the truth. And that is the best thing the incoming administration could give them, the truth and fair prosecutions according to the rule of law.
Now, we all know what happened in 2020. And, of course, we can go back and we can, examine the case there. But I think you also have the argument of Biden's cognitive decline, and if he even has the mental capacity to know what he's signing when they're putting these pardons in front of him. Yeah. Here is Donald Trump's post from his Truth Social. You guys hear about these new photos?
Classified. We got the photos late because it took America First Legal suing the National Archives. You remember them, the same National Archives that said for a couple years that Donald Trump was holding back classified information. They had to sue that National Archives just to get access to these photos. And the people who were blocking these photos, none other than President Joe Biden and President Barack Obama. And so in that lawsuit, they basically said, we'll finally release those to you after the election. Surprise, surprise. Look, at the end of the day, Joe Biden was corrupt. His family is corrupt. They took millions and millions from overseas, including Chinese corporations, which we all know are backed by the Chinese Communist Party. The reason why? They were trying to make their own money using Joe Biden's position in politics because the Biden family never had a business. They were trying to live off the largesse of his access, which was pay to play. But the American people have seen through it. He's been defeated. He's leaving soon. But this goes to show how corrupt the swamp really is.
And thinking about the reality from the beginning, the U.S. Treasury says Workstations hacked in cyber attack by China. U.S. Treasury. Which Workstations? Do they have anything to do with any of the transactions investigating Joe Biden? That's a question we need to get to the bottom of, wouldn't you say? And I think we have some more here. Miranda Devine, Joe Biden's pardons are a green light for corruption.
I guess he's broken every norm possible, and he sort of gets away with it because he just lies and pretends that what he's doing isn't untoward, and I guess the media protects him for that. But you're quite right. It's just a sort of a green light for corruption. And that was not what the pardon powers were supposed to be for. And, there is so much going back in the entirety of, I guess, Joe Biden's half century in office. He's broken.
Oh, it's going to be so great when January 20 comes around. Let's just hope that we don't have to deal with any more lockdowns or mandates, because Tom Homan's coming in. The White House announcing another $2.5 billion for Ukraine, and Kamala, a $20 million book deal. So what we're witnessing isn't just the end of administration, it's the collapse of a narrative. The media's wall of silence around Joe Biden's cognitive state is crumbling. The cover-ups, the vacations, the desperate attempts to shield him from public view, it's all falling apart. Now, as his presidency limps into its conclusion, they're trying to rewrite history through convenient book deals and carefully crafted narratives. So here's what I want to hear from you in the comments below. Tell us what you think will be remembered as the Biden administration's biggest failure. Was it the border crisis, the economic disaster, the Afghanistan withdrawal, or something else entirely? And while you're speaking truth to power, proudly display your resistance with our new MAGA Avengers collection at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com. Let them know that you saw through the lies.